So I've got a question here from Ashwin, and Ashwin asks, do you think Manchester City are capable of winning the Barclays Premier League this season?
Ashwin, yeah, I think they can. I think they have the squad, they have the manager, the experience. They've had a little bit of success last year of obviously winning the cup and getting the finish and getting the Champions League positions. So yeah, they have it, but whether they can do it, that's the big question. You know, to be fair to United, over the last 10, 15 years, whatever challenges come along, whether it be the Chelseas, Arsenal, even Blackburn and Newcastle, going back probably 15 years ago, they've always accepted a challenge. And what great clubs do, again, you know, they enjoy that. And United will enjoy the challenge come from City. Can they win the league this year? Of course they can.
Next question is from Grant. And Grant asks, what was your favourite goal in a Manchester United shirt?
My favourite goal, Grant, I didn't score that many. I think I enjoyed scoring the winner against Man City. I remember that was an important goal. People always go back to scoring against Juventus in semi-final of the Champions League. That was enjoyable. But I have to say I got a pretty good buzz out of all the goals I scored, maybe because I didn't score that many.
This one is a bit of a repeat of one we had from the other bit, but it's a different outlet, if you will. So Simon asks, what are your thoughts on the youngsters that Manchester United have in their ranks at the moment?
Well, Simon, the beauty of Man United is their academy is fantastic. It's very strong. They've got really good people in the background. Again, we're seeing players over the last 5, 10 years coming through, going back to 15 or 20 years when you're talking about Beckham and Neville and all these lads. But I suppose Welbeck and Cleverley would be the two now that you got to keep an eye on. I think the fact they went out on loan for the last year or two would have been to Sunderland and Wigan, and they've come back to United, better players, more experienced, and they've started the season very well, picked up 1 or 2 injuries, but if these boys play on Sunday, they won't let United down. So I'd keep an eye on them too for the future.
Here's a nice one from Terry. Terry says, would you like the opportunity to manage Manchester United in the future?
Cheers, I'd like the opportunity to manage anybody in the future. I think with me not working at the moment, but listen, I think when you're a manager and you set out, you want to reach the very highest standards, and that's Man United. But listen, they've got a great manager there. I don't see him retiring for a number of years yet. And I think if you want to really manage a big club like that, you've got a vast experience. And listen, that's something I haven't got at the moment. But listen, I just want to get back and try and earn the right to try and get back and manage in the Premiership, wherever that might be.
Here's one from Arafan. Arafan asks, do you think the current Manchester United team lacks a real midfield enforcer, which is of course one of the reasons why what you brought to the team?
Yeah, good question. But I think the dynamics of the team has changed, and sometimes they've got some very good midfielders themselves. The boy Anderson, Cleverley, Carrick, Giggsy's played in there, Fletcher. So to say, do they miss an enforcer like me? I think that would be unfair on the team. I think it's just a different team now. Obviously with Scholesy also retiring. But what the great teams do is they just get on with it. Listen, when I came to United, Brian Robson was there. Robbo moved on, I came in. Now I've moved on. And the great clubs will just, they'll get by without you. So no, I don't think, I think the fans appreciated when I was playing for them. But I think, you know, supporters need to appreciate the players now. And obviously the players who are playing now have probably different strengths to probably what I had. But no, listen, look at the success they've had over the last 5, 10 years. I suggest they're not missing my type of, you know, the type of play I brought to the team too much.
Here's one from Jimmy. I'm sure Jimmy speaks for a lot of people, and he says, who was the best player you played alongside at Manchester United? What have you got to say to Jimmy?
Jimmy, I've been asked that question so many times, and I think if I answered it, I just think I'd be unbelievably disrespectful to the other players I've played with. But I could list all the players I've enjoyed playing with. Brian Robson, Paul Ince, Nicky Butt, Giggsy, Sharp, Kinchelskas. I could look at the question a bit deeper and say, well, obviously the lads I played right next in terms of being in battles with, and obviously that would have been Scholesy, Ince, playing in the middle of the park, Butty. No, I don't think I've answered the question properly, but I think there's too many to say, to pick one player. I think it'd be disrespectful to the other lads. Listen, I enjoyed playing with all of them because they're all top players.
The last one for this section, I think, comes from the First Lady, or girl it might be, Louise. And Louise wants to know, was there any club, other than the ones you obviously played for, that you wished you would have played for, and why?
Again, I had an opportunity, Louise, many years ago when my contract was run out at Man United. It was a club, I'd played against them, and it was so, I had a good, strong feeling towards Juventus for some reason. I played against them, and I just thought, and they have a great history themselves. And And I spoke with him, and I was thinking about leaving United, but obviously I ended up staying at United. So if I'd fancied going abroad and playing for another team at that time, obviously I've stepped back now. There's great clubs like Real Madrid and Barcelona, but Juventus was the club I think I would have fancied going to, and I nearly signed for him, but I stayed where I was. So not too many regrets there.